Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite series on the internet, Guess the Eloooo. This episode is airing on December 25th, 2025. So before we get into the games, I would just like to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and sending much health and happiness to you and your loved ones. As always, I like to provide you a little bit of entertainment during this relaxing period at home, maybe a little bit of time off from school or from work. And so today, in today's episode, we've got actually 6 games instead of the usual 5. And these games are very exciting. And in one of them, I would like to say it's my best guess in Guess the Eloooo ever. But before I show you the games today, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video and the Guess the Eloooo series, Surfshark. Folks, Surfshark is a VPN, or a virtual private network, which allows you to browse the internet in a more secure way. For example, later this month, I'll be vacationing somewhere warm. But at the airport, and even at the hotel, there might be unsecure internet. In those cases, I like to connect to a VPN like Surfshark to protect my data. Also, sometimes you get to a new country or continent for your vacation, and then you realize you can't stream your favorite show anymore. Well, again, you can use Surfshark, change your location, and voila, your favorite show is back. Oh, and to get to the destination itself, I would have to book airplane tickets and hotel, right? Well, did you know that sometimes if you change the location on your Surfshark VPN, you might get a better deal? Try it for yourself and find out. I am super excited to have Surfshark back sponsoring the Guess the Eloooo series. Go to surfshark.com/Gotham or use code Gotham at checkout to get 4 extra months. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk for you. All right, let's get into the games. Game number 1 of Guess the Eloooo 2025 Christmas edition begins with the powerful knight to f3, and black plays pawn to g5. Now, for the uninitiated, this is known as the Herrstrom Gambit. For the fully initiated, this is known as black just hangs a pawn on move 1. This is not a good move. It's not a good move. This is not a good move. You just take the pawn. Not a good move. Now, I think what black is relying on in this game is like various play in the center. Yeah, none of that happens. Black goes bishop to g7. White goes powerful move here. e3. E3. And then proceeds to play. If I gave you like 40 guesses, I don't even think white has 40 legal moves here. Actually, it might be close. White plays the uber powerful bishop to d3, a powerful move. Developing a bishop and simultaneously hanging the knight on g5. So at this point, I'm thinking like 400 already, just off rip. There is absolutely no chance that this was a real gambit. Bishop d3 on the board, queen g5. Okay, f4. Queen takes, beautiful stuff. Rook to f1, queen h2. Okay, everything has been taken. White plays knight c3, check, king goes up, knight c6. All right. Now, what are we going to get here? Maybe a little rook h1 action, little rook g1. Instead, we have the powerful knight into the center of the board. Knight e4. d5. Powerful. Everything powerful so far in this game. Knight galloping into the black position, creating some havoc, and black striking in the center, opening up the position and looking for bishop to g4, which white absolutely does not see. Bishop to g4 just wins the game now. Hits the king, hits the queen. You could block with the rook. I take, you take, queen h5, e4 incoming. But instead of that, black simply captures on f4. It's always nice when you have played 11 moves of chess and the opponent just says +5 at the top, but then the evaluation is also -9. Pawn takes e3. Takes, d4, rook f4. That's not even a fork. But we attack the queen. We attack the pawn on d4. Queen h3. Somebody in the chat says, I'm the best. Thank you. Rook f3 back. Queen h4 targets the pawn in the center of the board. Okay. So far, so good. So far, I'm very impressed. Queen in the middle. Now black with the mysterious and very captivating move. a5. a5 is a really interesting idea because it does, I have no idea what. Pawn takes d4, discover check. Knight to e7. Now white should maybe load up the rook with the queen with pressure on the knight. Instead, white plays d5 and blunders checkmate in one move, queen to d4, which black plays, and the game is over. Just kidding, absolutely not. Is this a recap of one of the games from my tournament? Yes. Queen h1. Imagine if my games went like this. Nothing in this game is making any sense. By the way, pawn to d4 is just a mate. I don't think this is a real game. Hot take, this doesn't feel real. This is like how you play sports in your dreams, or just like this. You just see your arms just, you can't move in dreams like this. That's what happens. It's just like this. You're just floating. You're like a little space astronaut. Anyway, h5, king, you move the king. Oh my goodness, white is winning. What? Queen a3, it's equal from plus 21.6. It's plus 20. Yo, the evaluation looks like a daily stock price of Google, and with one move, you lower it to zeros. What even? Queen a3. Oh my goodness, and now it's minus 12. How is this possible? Now it's winning again. d4 check, and white runs, it's mate, queen c7. Okay, they do say when you have mate, you should just look for better. All right, that's what you should do. Queen, okay, yes. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, this is how we know it's going to be a good episode. This is going to be a good episode that we are totally recording together here on Christmas Eve for the fans watching at home. Totally first time. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, so look, just off of like these four moves alone, there is not a rat's ass chance. I don't even think anybody says that. I just like combined four different sayings. There is literally not a chance they're above 500 rated. There's just no chance. And then if you look at the rest of the game, there was occasionally sprinkled in logic for these moves, but for the most part, about 4 combined brain cells were utilized to move these pieces. It literally feels like, this game feels like dice chess. You know, there's this new thing now. You can take dice with pieces. It's like a game. You click dice and you roll dice, and whatever piece gets selected, you can move that piece. This is what it feels like. This does not feel like a real game of chess. And so I don't know. I think for this, I have to say something like, I mean, there were like like bishop, like just every move felt like it didn't make any sense. It's gonna be a good episode, I think. Gonna be a good episode. My guess is 430. 430. That is my guess. And with my first guess, I transition to the big screen. I didn't play this game. You guys ready? Survey says 1,201 versus 1,171. Nope. No. Nope. Absolutely not. I don't know if you went from Bucharest to Antalya and you guys met up and you just decided to stage this game. There is just not a. I think this might be the worst game any two 1200s have like literally ever played. Maybe they're in the same time zone and maybe they were both drunk at the same time. What does Game Review say? That is an excellent question. Oh, I said 430, and Game Review says 450 and 400. Oh, their combined accuracy was 70. They had a combined accuracy of 70. It wasn't even one accuracy. Both of them combined for 70. No. Come on. What? No. Oh, we have 5 more games in this episode. That's the best part. But we got 5 more. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there are some games of Guess the Elo that actually get their own video in the end. And this very well could be one of them, because what even... This game, if anything, will give you hope. It will. It's just going to give you hope, you know? You think they're really new? Yeah, same. Yeah, no, really, yeah, for sure. Okay, second game. Fantastic. Second game, E4, Caro Kann. Actually, Gotham sub is the white side. Normally, the Caro Kann is being played by the Okay, D4, D5. Exchange Caro Kann, bishop to D3, knight C6. Have I ever tried meth? No, these games are better. C3, knight F6, H3. Crazy. This is mainline exchange Caro Kann. So we now go from whatever that was to this. This has been played by many people, and now black usually plays E5 takes. And white doesn't mind trading the bishop for the knight, which is kind of rare because you can play knight F3 and play against the isolated pawn. And that's actually what happens, which is mind-blowing. Actually mind-blowing. This is, yeah, this is not the last game. This is big business now. Okay, the way you play against this isolated pawn with white is you bring your pieces, you bring your rooks, and the thing is you need to be careful how you trade. Trading the knight for this bishop could be good for white, but then it does help black strengthen the isolated pawn, and it removes the isolated pawn, and then you have to target that pawn. That's not an isolated pawn, that's called a backwards pawn. All right, because it's got backwards societal thinking, you know? Bishop d6, here you could trade the bishop. You could also try to trade the bishop for the knight because the king is going to be open, but this is all very reasonable. I wouldn't have done that though, all right? I would have played a little slower, put some pressure. This is a dumb bishop. All right. Takes. Yeah, white is still doing pretty well. White is still moving the pieces to the... What? You just take it. Take it, the game ends. Like, what's crazy is up until this point, actually white is playing like Magnus Carlsen. I mean, if this was like Magnus versus Firouzja, I would have been like, oh, okay. Because the thing is, here's the thing. The difference between you and Magnus Carlsen is that in this position, when you take this bishop, I criticize you. And then when Magnus takes this bishop, I'm like, well, he thought it was the right moment to transform the isolated pawn structure into one where he would then go on to target this one because otherwise this one had too much protection on it. But because you guys did it, I'm like, what are you doing, moron? Why would you trade the knight for the bishop? So, you know what I'm saying? That's where I'm, you know. But also Magnus would have taken the knight in half a second, right? So instead of that, white attacks the knight, takes a pawn. White is still completely winning. Very, very good technique, I have to say. Okay, now the way you win this position, oh, well, that's how you win this position. But otherwise, you just go like this. This literally, you just win, right? Knight takes h3, nice little idea. Oh, great move. Just don't lose your queen. Literally the only thing you have to do. You can also bring your rook up and over, and this is just game over. And, okay, that's a blunder because you blundered rook takes e5, queen h2. Okay, fine. Trade the queen and the game is over. What? 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 Whoa. Huh? Why we do that? Why did we do that? Why did that happen? Why did we hang the queen? That was not expected. And that's put mildly. I think nobody watching this game live expected this move. So, why did that happen? Okay, you could have low time, right? You blundered, you blundered that, right? You couldn't have predicted that. Maybe time was low, right? Could happen. Alternatively, you had what's called a move switch in your head, You were like, I'm going to take, and then I'm going to play knight g4, and then your brain was like, because you thought of me, in a Speedo doing jumping jacks, and you were like, oh my God, you could just hung the queen two different ways, actually. That's kind of cool. Yeah, like, look, I have to judge this game off of 31 moves, which is up until here, right? And up until here, actually, the position was being extremely well played. Not seeing rook e4, yeah, I have to reduce some points, but overall the performance was so good. And actually, even black here understanding that, you know, you can sack a piece to open up the king, otherwise you're just gonna get like strangled with like queen g4 and stuff. I want to say like 16, 1700. I'm gonna say 16, 1700. I'm gonna say 16, 1700. Yeah, I think that's my guess. What do you guys think? 16, 1700? I just have a feeling. I have a good feeling about 16, 1700. You know? Almost like I've seen something like this before. 16, 1700. That's my guess. Давай. Давай. 16, 1700 is my guess. 16, 17. Shut up, chat. All right, here we go. Boink. Survey says 1660 versus 1657. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here. I'll be here for the next 30 minutes. Thank you very much. I'm in the gray sweats, black sweater era. You know what I'm saying? We doing good. Doing good. A little 2 for 2 here for the holidays. Okay, we're kind of not 2 for 2. I'm not gonna lie. Just the first. I'm just trying to make you forget about the first guess. First guess, nobody. I mean, the first game I said 400, and the game review said 400, so that counts. No? I feel like no. I feel like yeah. Yeah. Duh. Anyway, all right, we keep going. We got it. We keep going. We're back on this overlay. Here we go. Boom. For games number 3 and 4, the Gotham subs are black, as opposed to Hispanic, Asian, from the Pacific Islands, etc. They are playing with the black pieces, and this one's actually a doozy because we got e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. We have an Italian, and black uncorks the best opening ever. So this opening is known as the Rousseau Gambit, like this. It's the reverse Vienna Gambit. If you ever played the Vienna Gambit, this is the reverse Vienna Gambit. Now, computers nowadays, they can refute anything, but at your level, if you play this with black, it's a wrap. You're gonna win. And pawn takes, e4, and black is already winning. Black is just straight up winning here. Although I wouldn't go d5, it's a little bit too risky. I would play knight f6 and prevent queen h5 check. But white didn't even see that. White just straight up hung a bishop in one move. So here's the thing. A couple of games ago, they hung a piece on move 4 and they were 1200. So now I'm really confused because, like, if you can't even see that, like, I don't even know. I mean, this is just, this is crazy. Okay, bishop takes f5, takes. Now we trade the queen or we take on e4 or we do whatever the hell that move is. So now we get the same position, except you could have taken on e4 here with check. Instead, you just gave white a free move. I like how black was, oh, maybe this was a mouse lay, but I think black was like, I'm going to go here because you're pinned. You can't take my bishop because I've pinned you. Meanwhile, you just take the queen, take the pawn. I just feel it. Okay, queen e5. We took with check. Let's develop some pieces. Excellent. What the? That is crazy. I cannot believe that they saw that. Bishop a7, rook attacks queen. Black goes here. So now this knight and this queen are double attacking the bishop. And this is how selfish you guys are with your chess. You just play knight to g5. Just like I'm gonna go for a little fork. I see a fork. My knight's going to f7. It's going to fork. I'm gonna fork the rooks. So, you know, queen a7 and knight a7 are both, you know, they both cooking, right? Bishop takes h2 check, wins the queen on d1. What do we do instead? Bishop b4. And the best part is it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Bishop to b4, it doesn't even matter. Attack a rook, attack a queen, attack a bishop. Everything is lost in the position. We grab, we take the queen. Look at this beautiful transition into a winning endgame. Knight. Oh. 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 Bisous. Beautiful. Oh, goodness. Everybody look at it. Everybody look at it. Just everybody. Just. Oh, goodness. Goodness me. Goodness me. A smothered. Oh, a smothered checkmate in a Guess the Elo. Just incredible stuff. Just incredible stuff. Now, what the heck was this game? So, a smothered mate appears on the board that makes me think it's like 1,000. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. This move does not make me feel like it's 1,000. Now, I know we just saw a game where a person lost a piece after 5 moves, and it was 1,200. I don't think this game is... I don't think this game is a 4-digit game. I don't think so. Now, these people could be different levels. That also sometimes happens. I really hope it's not. I'm assuming you guys are close in rating. Which means, based on everything that I'm observing, like moves like queen e5 and this and this, and then like bishop takes a7 is bananas, and then just like middle of the board, you just move the bishop there. Two things attack it, and you play knight g5. And I think this game is maximum 600. That's what I'm gonna say. Maximum 600. If it's like I don't think this is a 600 level game. I don't think so. I think this is a maximum 600 game. Max. I know the smothered mate happened, but I feel like no, something's just telling me it's like 600. I don't know. Something's just, I don't know what is telling me. Well, I feel like, you know, I just have the tingling feeling somewhere in my body, you know, that it's 600. All right, here we go. The previous guess was 60 and 60. 559 and 589. Yeah, I mean, this is... I mean, it's 2 for 2. Two for 2. I mean, I was off by 800 points on the first guess, but like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You guys don't get it. And you know what's the best part about this game? You know, at the end of the game, Black has more time than they started with, and so does White, basically, just 20 seconds. I got a question for you guys. I got a question. I just have like a little just a little question. All right, just small question. Why do you guys do this? Why do you play 15-minute games where you don't spend any time? Why? Why do you do this? Can I ask? What's wrong with you? What's the point? I don't. What's the point? It's just monkey brain. Ooh. Stupid. Wasting time. Wasting your time, everybody's time. Okay, next game. Next game. Okay, next game. Hush, everybody. We got three games down and 3 to go. Normally we would only have 2 more games because it's Christmas. You know, it's the holidays. We're gonna put a 6th one on so you can put this on the smart TV in the house, and then tell your family, hey, this is the weird guy that I watch. This guy right here. He made this dumb board game that I never thought would be part of my life entertaining. You're gonna show them your relatives, the guy on the big screen, you know, and then you're just gonna be like, hey, this guy's really funny. And I am really funny, all right? You gotta be honest, all right? Anyway, E4, E5, oh, Gotham sub is with the black pieces in game number 4, Queen F3. Thank you, Vlad. Good night, and Merry Christmas. All right, here we go. Knight F6. Okay, I'm already thinking this is like a 400 elo game, okay? Getting the pawns out. God, this is so annoying. Don't you just hate when people do this? Don't you just, like, this is awful. Because the thing is, white has played in a way that's obviously bad, but there's like no obvious way to exploit it. Okay, I like D5. I do like D5. I mean, you got to break in the center. Now look at this guy just like sneaking in over here. Like, I can't tell if this is just a beginner getting really lucky. Wow, bishop D6. Okay, G7 is hanging. Okay, they didn't even spot that. Rook G1. Rook G1, not King G1, but Rook G1 to start an attack. B5, and white sacrifices the bishop. Oh, this is straight out of the Gotham defense course on Chesley. Like, knight H7 to bring the queen. This is actually how you combat a queen infiltrating your position. If it's possible to reroute, this is actually what you should do. And white in the game went knight G5, hung the queen, and then it took black like 50 moves to win the position. A lot of moves were made, and not a single blunder was made, and black won. Okay. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How do I know that? Well, I see the moves. The moves are... There's a move list. I can kind of like fast forward them. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the audience question. This is a weird one. So when I see Queen F3, I immediately think like 1,000, right? I mean, but then, you know, there was no Bishop C4. There's a couple of moments in this game that give me clues. I think that the move Rook G1 deserves attention. Rook G1. I don't think anybody below 4 digits plays the move Rook G1. I think if you're watching this right now and you are rated 900 and below, there's not a chance in any universe that you play Rook G1 G4. It's not possible. Now, where it gets a little weird is playing Knight G5. Because if I'm going to give you credit for Rook G1, but then not give you any credit for... that's weird. That's weird. I don't know. But then, the last like 30 moves of this game, neither side made a mistake. I mean, white just had no pieces, so white lost. Hot take? 1,400. That's my guess. If this guess, I think it's like 1,400. I think it's like 1,400. What do you think? 1,400. Christmas miracle? 1,000, 700, 4. Rook G1 is like, it deserves credit. I don't think it's 1800. I don't think it's, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think 1800s are doing stuff like this. It could be 1800, but I think it's 1400. I think it's 1400. Here we go. That's my guess. Survey says 1,477. 1,485. I don't care. Round it to 1,500. I said 1,400. What does the game review say, by the way? What is the game review? The game review thinks these people are 1,200 rating points apart. The game review thinks that the person who played white played a 2,000. Damn, that's messed up. Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, that's what I said. I was like, this is a, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, that's, I think that's the most lopsided game review I've actually ever seen. How about that for science? I've never seen a game review where a person is minus 600 and the other person is plus 600. That's mean. Wow. Maybe it gives you a more nice game review when you pay. I don't know. I'm just kidding. This was a quick one. I remember when I loaded up this game. No, sorry, this wasn't a quick one. No. Not a quick one. Quick one is not what I meant to say. You're about to see some. I remember when I put up this game. When I put up this game. So the first 12 moves of this game are theory. You guys ready? So we have the king's pawn position, and then we have bishop c4, bishop c5, c3, knight f6, d4, take, bishop b4, knight c3, knight e4, castles, knight c3, bc3, bishop c3, bishop a3. Just cutting edge, Italian theory, baby. Look at this. Just like cutting the king and cutting just like a nasty little move. When I saw this, I was like, oh, 2,200 probably. Sometimes you guys submit your games. Bishop a1 just loses, obviously. Rook e1 check. This is already a really brutal position, but actually, to Black's credit, Black played the best move, which is d5. Can't be theory if Black is +2. It can't be theory if Black is if it's +2. Correct. This was theory. Correct. And Black messed up, and White punished it. Very good. Yes. Technically, it's not theory, but yes, I get what you're saying. It was theory until the mistake was made. And then when the mistake was made, then okay? I hope yes, I get it. That was my point. If you're dead lost, it's not theory. Yes. Bishop c3 was a terrible move. This was my point. Yes. Sorry for, what is that term called? Is it hall monitor? It's just Anyway, yes, you're correct. Bishop to a3. Now this is no longer theory. d5. So now the only move for White is bishop b5. But instead of that, White went queen e2 check. Queen e2. Pedantic. That's, you guys know big words. I don't know these big words. I'm ESL. Rook ac1. Fun fact, I didn't, despite being born in the US, I didn't speak English until I was 5. Yeah, how about that? So, pawn takes c4, rook c3. This is just over. It's just straight up over. Black can't castle. Just rook e1, rook e3, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 Okay, it's not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. What? What is wrong with you? Why did you lose your queen? Why'd you do that? What? How do you guys just play 20 moves and then just like explode with diarrhea? I don't, what? Okay, now actually, how about this? How about this? Taking this is a bad move. How about that? Because if you double up and go rook e6, rook e8, you lose. And there's no way to stop that. That's great. That's so insane. Oh my God. Okay, so now I actually have a really bad feeling black is gonna win. I actually have a really bad feeling black is gonna win because the pawns are gonna be stronger than the rook. People are very bad at defending rook endgames when it comes to pawns. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. White is gonna blunder a draw. B3, 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 rook C3, B2. And you promote. I think black is gonna. Oh. Okay, now it's a draw. But it's only a draw if you go this way. If you go this way. If you go this way, you lose. Boop. Okay, now the only drawing idea here is at some point to run around that way. King c3, king c4, king d5. That's what you have to do. Beep, beep. Okay, and now it is your final moment. You have to play king to d3 or else every other move loses. Boop. And you lose. Fantastic. Excellent endgame technique at the end. So here's the thing. If at the end of this game you had like 5 minutes on the clock and you lost like this, I mean, I don't even know. 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 Hi, Levy. I'm the Italian guy. Can I play with you? Who is the Italian guy? What is the? Like, who made you the Italian guy? I don't even, what? Anyway, yeah, he's the Italian. Okay, so we had mainline cutting edge theory. The fact that White even knew all of this and then got a position and played it so well, you know, like this was really, really well done. Now, this was probably an oversight. I think here, White was like, I'm getting both rooks, and I have both rooks and the bishop for the queen. White probably just thought, like, I'm winning. It's easy, right? But, you know, but it's not the case. Okay, queen f8, and now you still get this position, and even this position, like, you screwed it up, but it was... I have to give credit for this opening. This is the thing. I have to give credit for this opening, because... the opening was so... We already had like a 1600 game, but I would say like 1580. I would say like 1580. I would say like 1580. All right. I would say my guess is 1580. I do think 1,000. 1,000. A 1,000. A 1,000 versus 1196. Wow. Okay. What does the game review say? I said 1580. 1550. Nice. 1550. I'm on a good little streak today. Huh. Black was the Italian guy? This guy? Okay, if you say so. That leaves us with one more game. That leaves us with the bonus game of the Guess the Elo Christmas edition. You know? Wow. No, the thing is, if I get a guess right, or if I get a guess what the game review says, I'm right. I'm right no matter what. All right, bonus! Game 6, something that never happens in these Guess the Elo episodes. We usually only have 5 games, but we're doing 6 because we're feeling merry. Right, chat? Right, everybody in the live stream? Right? Everybody's feeling merry, ho, 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 and whatnot? You see some energy in the chat, huh? For these, right? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. By the way, this was a bombolone. I went to Italy today, you know? And, if you go to New York City, you gotta try Italy. Delicious. Delicious. I had one with hazelnut. All right. Okay. Final game. We have E4. By the way, this person submitted this game and wrote in all caps, "You gotta see this, Gotham. This is crazy content, dude. It's crazy content, dude." E4, C5. Somebody said there's one in Toronto. What, Italy? Obviously, Toronto's trying to be the New York of Canada. Every time I go there, tons of construction, tons of traffic. I got threatened to get beaten up by a homeless guy. You guys are basically us, but it's colder. And the rest of the country's better. But we're not gonna skip that part. Knight F3, D6. Okay, we have a Najdorf Sicilian and the move Bishop D3. Bishop to D3. Okay. This is a modern cutting-edge theory, or white has no idea what they're doing. Okay, white has no idea what they're doing. Fantastic. White, this is why you guys should not play the Najdorf Sicilian, because you don't understand chess. And that's fine. I also don't understand chess. Okay? I also don't understand chess, but then I don't play the Najdorf Sicilian. Now, Knight C6 and E5 just win the game for black. This knight is just pinned to the king. You're not supposed to do this. Okay? E5. Apparently, it's not even the best move, but you're obviously gonna... Oh, little bit contraplay, yes. Little bit contraplay. Okay, queen d4 and now knight c7. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, now, did black play king c6 to try to trap the knight in the corner of the board? Wow. And you set this up and black blocks it. This was perhaps the most logical sequence of moves that I have seen in quite some time. Now, the way to rescue that knight is probably to play a4, a5. If a4 appears on the board, it gives me a lot of information. Yeah, this is probably like a 2000 level game. I hate to say it, but... Bishop e2! Wow, it appears. King b7, now you just play rook f7 check. Just rook f7, rook f7, rook f7, rook takes pawn, one move. Yes, it's over. Now you can, okay, there's a winning sequence, it's never gonna happen. You take, and you play rook e7 attacking the bishop, but you also set up rook e6. Rook e7 comes with a tempo, and the game is just lost. Oh, he did it backwards! He did it backwards. He did it backwards. He blundered bishop. Блять, no, he could have played bishop takes a6. You guys have to look at the most forcing moves first. You guys have to look at the most forcing moves first. No. But why? Oh, goodness. Now black is winning. Now black is winning. Now black is gonna win. That's just a free bishop. It's the bishop's free. Solid. Why take the bishop when you can just give a check? I still think white is gonna win the game. I still think white is gonna win the game. I still think white is gonna win the game. Oh. Yo, it's mate. It's mate. Yo, it's mate. Блядь, it's mate. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's mate on d3. Oh my god, it's mate on d3. But he didn't play that shit. Now you win with white if you play king f5 and run here and promote the pawns. That's obviously never gonna happen. Now it's a draw, but only white can win because and white is winning. And white is winning. White is winning. It's a draw. It's now a draw, but I think what's going to happen is that black is going to sacrifice the bishop for the pawn at the wrong moment, and it's going to be a draw. I think that's what's going to happen. I think black is going to play like bishop takes pawn, thinking it's a draw, and it won't be a draw anymore. Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? You can call me Mystic Gotham. You can call me Mystic Gotham. You call me, what do you? Okay. Najdorf Sicilian, minimum like 1700, minimum, right? Now, blundering a piece, bad. Comeback, very good. A lot of logical moves, some mistakes for sure, but more or less high-level mistakes. Then the endgame was played like a bunch of moves without anything, I mean, substantially horrible happening. Blundering mate is awesome. If I had to make a guess for the overall, I would say that the endgame was played with low time and the players are around 2,000. That's what I would say. Probably time trouble. Endgame was played with low time, hence the blunders. I would say 2,000. That would be my guess. And the final, guess the Elo of the year 2025 is... $2,021 versus 2142. Black is actually higher rated than I said. But 2,000 on the money. Game review says 1,800 and 1,700, but 2,000 on the money. Merry Christmas. I am the greatest Guess the Elo player of all time. I also invented the series, so that's kind of like not fair, but